friend of mine, Mike Lunch.
Mike Lunch, he is the individual that, developed the concept for this.
My good buddy Mike Lunch.
Mike Lunch.
It was Mike's idea.
He actually had some pancake mix that he was trying to get rid of.
He just had all this food left over.
So I made some calls around a couple of the missions in town, and what I kept hearing was no. No
one would take it. No food banks would take it.
And I'm like, well, you could feed your people breakfast for a week off this stuff. And everybody said no, because of insurance reasons, it has to come through licensed sources.
He was upset that he couldn't give away free food.
There's some really great people in our city, but there's also a big need in our city. But then I thought, you know what, I'll just do it myself. I'll go down to the park. I've got a propane burner at home. I'll just set it up and I'll cook food and just feed everybody myself. And if they arrest me, well, go ahead, man. Arrest me for feeding people.
And I hadn't met him before, so I did not know of him.
I had met Mike Lunch once before me and Lael.
We were walking down the street.
And I went for a walk and I ran into John and Lael from Johnny Blonde.
Yeah.
Turn on, Mike, give us a smile.
Come on, Mike, let's see it.
Yeah.
And John's passionate about charity work and giving back to the community. And
He started talking to us about this idea he had.
so I just started to tell him, what I was thinking about just feeding people in Gore Park, right in the heart of the city, right?
So then we're like, okay, we're in. We'll do something, and we'll get together and we'll make food.
We started talking about the idea with a few other friends, and people just started putting their hand out and saying, me too, I want to be a part of this.
He texted me probably like in a few hours, being like, a bunch of other people are on board. I was like, oh my god, awesome, and he was so excited.
It's like a magnet. It's, like I said, it's irresistible to kind of meet all these people and want to be a part of what's happening.
And that kind of created the idea from there. He's like, you know what, I'm just going to take a bunch of food, bring it down to Gore Park, and I'm going to feed the city for free.
But he just thought, well, I want to just open up shop and just serve food to the people.
That he had in his fridge. And that we never ended up using that stuff, but that's where the idea sparked from.
And so for him to learn about us and become so passionate so quickly was really a testament to the kind of person that he is, wanting to make a difference, just like that. Nothing in return.
His passion was really contagious.
The spark lit a fire.
And we'll just feed people good food. And that's where it was born, right there. Hamilton's a really unique city, and in the way that the well-heeled and the less well-heeled walk the same street.
And it's typical of Hamilton, this community atmosphere with everyone coming together.
We chose Food for Kids. We have a great relationship with Lena. We've kind of always helped since we started Johnny Blonde Food Truck. We've always kind of done a lot of charity with Food for Kids.
Food for Kids, Lena, that's the organization we chose to donate the money that was raised to.
We were so happy when we learned that we would be the recipients of this event. We attended and we just thought it was fantastic. You could feel the love, with individuals that were there, wanting food from the event, and you could certainly feel it from the various vendors that were there. They put their heart and soul into the food that they prepared.
Anytime we could help the city or anyone in general that's in need, we're willing to do that. And the fact that the ball got rolling with so many awesome people.
And I know the work she's doing, and I know it's actually the money gets out there, and the food gets out there to kids, and it's a very special charity.
So they make sure kids have healthy food on the weekend.
We provide food for children each weekend. These are children who otherwise would go without food. These are children that would go home on a Friday, open their cupboards, and their cupboards are empty.
This was really just organic in the spirit of giving and in the spirit of helping.
That children specifically have access to healthy food that is so critical to their physical and their emotional and their academic development. And we're very grateful for the community support.
I was nervous because I'm as being a food trucker, it's just, I know how events can get really busy. And
Just kind of thought about the whole thing right from start to finish, and it was like, wow.
It brings people together to be a better community. That's great, man. It's great. It helps them. There's a lot of people that would go hungry, so there's a lot of respect for me for that.
As soon as everyone started setting up and it started to really, we knew this is real, this is happening, Johnny pulls up in his truck with the music blaring and he's like looking good, feeling good. I was like, okay, this is cool.
And honestly, once we got there, you could tell right off the get-go that it was going to be a smash hit.
I mean, I was excited, but I was also nervous.
And it was like raining at first, and the show must go on. It's just going to be what it is, and then it just felt like the clouds parted for 3 hours and the sun shone for like the event.
It was amazing. The event went from 12 to 3, and we actually had a pretty good lineup of people in need.
That is good, because our people is probably the worst
That was, I think, one of the most important things that came out of this event was the fact that anybody and everybody was included.
When it was awesome also to feed not just the unfortunate people or less fortunate people, but we were also feeding fortunate people, and it was just great to have them both on the same line.
And we see a guy in a suit standing next to a guy with no teeth and dirty hair, and they're both eating the same food. You know, we all have to eat it. We all eat, together.
We had people coming in with three-piece suits, from local banks, as well as individuals who were just struggling to have something to eat for that day. And there was no judgments, and everyone ate together, broke bread together, and it was just a really beautiful thing to see the community come together, supporting each other.
For my effort that I put in, you see people smiling, you see people eating, you're nourishing people's life, you're nourishing people's days.
Really a real caring atmosphere from everyone. Lots of smiles.
Homelessness is becoming an increasing problem in Hamilton. You see a lot of younger people out there on the streets, and you see a lot of hungry people out there.
It was pay what you can, so you didn't have to pay anything if you didn't have it, and we were not being shy of portions.
We wanted to raise money, but we didn't want to make anybody feel bad if they couldn't donate to the cause, so our little slogan became "Everyone Eats," and then it was "Pay what you can."
It's a pay what you can event, which means if you've got deep pockets, you can pay, a lot of money. If you've got no pockets, then you don't have to pay anything. And it's a brilliant idea.
Like, we got all this food from Wicked Farms. They gave us this food in a spirit of goodness, in a spirit of good energy. They gave us this food, and we prepared it in the spirit of good energy, and we gave it to other people.
We're also coming to eat a beautiful meal made with love and cooked with beautiful ingredients.
So we took all that energy and we put love into it and gave it out, And
one of my philosophies is food is energy.
Food is a very important part of life.
Food brings people together, and I think it brought us together as a community, it brought us together as a group. And
I can just hope that they do something good with the energy I give them and just put it on to the next person.
And again, for the individuals that would not have otherwise had anything to eat, how nice was it that they were able just to go up to any of the food vendors and be provided with a healthy meal. That was a lovely thing to see.
I was really happy to be giving back to the community, and the president of our company felt the same way, and I was really proud of that.
everybody who was involved saw the faces, we saw the smiles, we saw how grateful people were on the street, and it's something to be super proud of, and it's nobody did it for glory. I mean, everybody did it because they wanted to.
Johnny Blonde.
And cake and loaf.
50 pesos, Chris and Christian. And I reached out to Chris and asked him if he wanted to be a part of the Feed the City event. Yes, not even a hesitation.
Sean and Tage from Merit.
Maria Boyd, amazing baker. My friend Tim playing music for us with Nine House Productions.
We had the guys out from Rationale, Steve out from Rationale.
We had Brenda from Slurp Ramen, running logistics and making sure everybody was happy. We had Red Church girls out there pouring coffee.
It was just a real team effort.
All the vendors that were there.
I would love to thank my partner Johnny for dedicating his time on his birthday, and I think it was just the perfect way for him to celebrate.
I would like to thank Leia. She loves people so genuinely.
There's an amazing new energy in the city, and the people that live here care.
It was inspiring to me how fast people were jumping on board. Like I said, we had more volunteers than we could have needed.
Let's get together, let's use our powers for good, and then we saw it in action on Monday.
Very, very proud to be able to be selfless, to give something without expecting anything in return.
A great experience, and I just want to thank everyone who was involved.
Have so much support and so many great friends, and I think that was the whole Hammer City Super Friends thing.
We would like to express our appreciation not only to the various food vendors that came out to share their wonderful food, donating, and it really needs to be said that not only did they donate their time, but they donated all their food so that every dollar raised would go to feed children in our community, but also to the public for coming out.
For the first one, it was incredible, and I can't wait to do more.
I can't wait for next year, you know? It felt like the start of something that, it felt people were already like, oh, like, you know, what is this? And like, when does it happen? It's like, well, this is the first one.
Big thanks to Mike for putting it on and getting it together.
I'd like to thank Mike Lunch as well.
I'd also like to thank Mike Lunch for just being the mastermind of the whole idea.
A very special thank you to Mike Lunch. He is the individual that, you know, developed the concept for this, and to know that this amount of money was raised and this amount of children would be fed because of him is really a testament to the caring person that he is.
It was great to organize an event with him, and we'll definitely organize something together again. And
You know, we're able to raise $2,840 in 3 hours for a charity that does really good things.
I thought it was pretty incredible for the fact that that money was just raised in that period. Wow, we did all this in 3 hours. But
Raise money for Food for Kids is something that, I mean, any human being should be able to find a reason to be behind that.
The difference that these funds will make for Food for Kids is enormous. The funds that were raised will provide food for 15 children to have a full weekend supply of food every weekend for an entire school year. And that's very typical of the various vendors that were there that have been supporters of Food for Kids right from the day that we opened our doors.
And just to see everybody kind of come together too, you know, like I knew everybody that was involved, but maybe not intimately, you know, and I felt like by the end of it we were all friends.
I remember it like it's one of those things in life where it's not something that's forgettable. I definitely will always remember the day.
My name is Nish.
My name's Cody. Wade Perry.
This helps a lot.
Thank you very much, guys, everybody. Appreciated it.
Thank you very much.
And the woman will appreciate it because I'm taking that home to her.
Mike Lunch on October 15th, we did Feed the City in Gore Park. All the proceeds went to Food for Kids Hamilton. And just want to say thank you to everybody that was involved.